Hi, I'm Tom Bandy of Bandyworks. I'm going to give you a walkthrough of our Quik Data trending capabilities. There are many aspects for business intelligence. This area is that scares some and delights others. We like to think about it as exploratory analytics. You won't do this every day, but with the ability to slice years of data in seconds, you may find it possible to do things you thought took too much time before. Let's get started. For the sake of the demo, I want to show the time to load 6 years of data. I'll show the actual elapsed time one time. Then I will stop the recording for each of the subsequent loads. Each load is about the same. Using this technique, we can show several different techniques that you can try with your data. We're going to start in 2010 and run through the end of 2015. Started with just a few stores, but we're going to do the load time for all of the C stores. Here's the start time. It's processing 6 years worth of data for all of the inside sales categories for all of the stores. Each load takes approximately 15 seconds. Please note that we have all stores selected along with the categories. We can change the stores that we have selected, change the time scale, as well as changing the dates and changing the categories. When looking for trends, you may be searching for a specific problem. Other times, you may find that you just need an idea when looking for ways to increase sales. But we can see it's pretty busy. Let's narrow down the list a bit. Two interesting things appear. The packaged beverages show large variations. We'll return to that one later. For now, let's remove it so we can scale and see the other items more closely. The scale changed to only 200,000 at the top. We see there's only a few categories, tobacco non-cig, and grill, which is not showing a lot of variation, that started before 2012. Let's change the date so there's not as much data to look through. The packaged soda and e-cig start later. Let's continue to narrow down the list. These three show interesting patterns. Specialty shows pretty steady growth until mid-2015 and then a 6-month slide. Health and beauty shows some interesting growth cycles as well. Let's look at them in more detail. First, health and beauty. Sales start in the upper 30s and then crosses the 50K range for most months with a bad dip in late 2013. Let's check a few stores to look for similar patterns. Store 102 follows a different pattern. It has a wider range, less summer cycles, and larger swings. Store 120 follows more closely to the company pattern, but has stronger sales for the last few months. This store will be interesting for further study as to how to drive this category. Now back to specialty sales. Looking at all the stores. There are a number of programs available, and we can mix the programs to fit our seasons. The specialty shows a nice stair-step pattern from 2K to 20K with the recent slide. The recent slide appears to follow a general pattern of 5 to 7 month increases. Let's look at each supervisor to see what sort of patterns we find there. The Jolly pattern is similar to what we saw for the overall company, but the cycles are a little bit longer, with more frequent up and downs in the overall long cycle of growth. Holly stores follow more of the company-wide pattern of 5 to 7 months from bottom to peak. With some variation, but pretty consistently 5 to 7 months from bottom to peak. My store patterns are longer and up and down more frequently, but in a narrow range. Despite the differences, the overall patterns are pretty similar across the store. We may decide to try different items in my stores or stock lower inventory, but in general, the patterns are encouraging to show that we can predict sales that have a pattern, which means we can try things in different stores for test marketing. With this session of exploratory analytics, we used monthly patterns and narrowed to just a few categories. Of course, there are many other explorations to follow. Different store analysis, different periods, different days, and holidays. Quik Data is available for a free trial. We will load your data, and you can do exploratory analytics on your own data. Contact Bandyworks to get started. Happy exploring.